Ilia Topuria believes both Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira are afraid to fight him. In a recent interview, Topuria said, "I'm preparing for Islam Makhachev. All my trainings are really focused on Islam or Charles, so I have these two opponents on my mind. Neither of them seems to be dare. They said that I'm small and they don't want to fight me, then that I haven't done enough. These are symptoms of fear, but it's normal. I would be afraid too." Fight announcements. The scheduled bout between Chito Vera and Mario Bautista has been moved from UFC Des Moines to UFC 316. Additionally, Bruno Silva is set to face Joshua Van at UFC 316. Silva is currently coming off a third-round TKO loss to Manel Kape in December. Joshua Van is currently on a 3-fight winning streak, most recently defeating Ray Saruya at UFC 313. Kamaru Usman discusses how he would approach a potential fight against Sean Brady. At UFC London, Brady defeated Leon Edwards via guillotine choke in the 4th round. Usman is confident in the matchup and believes his style would effectively neutralize Brady's.
You know, that's a good point, Henry, because when you look at styles and the way that fights work, myself and Colby Covington, what did everyone say? Oh, they're both wrestlers. Oh, they're both economical fighters, and they're both this, and you saw what that turned out to be. All right, we cancel each other out. We ain't even try to grapple. Let's bang it out. Pause. And so, hey, this has the potential to be one of those fights. I like Sean Brady. I like the way he approaches the game. And of course, he's training with Dean Thomas now, so that even adds an extra element to the game. So I like them both. But I want to keep that streak of beating all of Dean Thomas's guys.
Hey,
I done whooped at least 3 of his guys, you know. So I want to keep that streak going. Hey, Kamaru Usman gets the job done by being Kamaru Usman. It doesn't matter if I'm fighting a southpaw, an orthodox. That might be on the way into the fight, but just me being me, I always said it. I'm the perfect hybrid to where I'll nullify any style, you know, and I'll give him it doesn't matter. I'm ambidextrous with the work. I can give it to him with the left or the right hand, the left stance or the right stance. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Colby Covington has responded to Michael Venom Page saying that he wants to punch him in the face. During a fan Q&A over the weekend, MVP said, "I don't know if that last fight worried a few people, but everyone seems a bit silent. There's many names out there. I think me and Usman would be a good fight. I want to punch Colby in his face for some reason. I don't know why. There's guys that are out there, and I'm just waiting for them to respond to the call. I'm hoping for a repeat of a jumping knee to the face. You all seen how that went, so I'm hoping that way. I'm hoping for 2 more big fights this year. If I get to punch Colby in the face and then get somebody else that's ranked in the top 10, top 5, then that's a good year." Colby fired back at MVP and dismisses his recent unanimous decision win over Shara Bullet. Colby also brings up MVP's KO loss to Douglas Lima in Bellator back in 2019. He went on to say, "I didn't pay attention to it. I don't pay attention to anything he does. He's another irrelevant bum. He was knocked out unconscious in the B leagues. You've never seen me laying unconscious in the UFC octagon, fighting the best fighters in the world for the last decade straight, so there's no truth to that. He's not a good fighter. And he beat some one-eyed, glass-eyed dude. Like, come on, there's no honor in beating a one-eyed guy. The guy probably shouldn't even be fighting. It's a miracle that that guy is even in the UFC. But no reaction. He's just another bum that's chirping that can easily get his ass whooped as well. If it's a 5-round fight, I'm taking the life out of him. I'm going to take him down, I'm going to drown him, and I'm going to punch a hole through his face. I don't like it when people say mean things about me. So if the fight happens and that's what the UFC wants, then let's do it. But he's another guy that's just not interesting. He has no charisma. He doesn't draw anything." Joe Pyfer is set to face Kelvin Gastelum this weekend at UFC Mexico. Confident in his skills, Pyfer believes he has the advantage in every aspect of MMA. According to him, Kelvin's only path to victory would be a knockout, an outcome he considers unlikely. Pyfer is convinced that he will be the one to secure the knockout finish. However, if he can't, he is certain he could also out-grapple Kelvin.
I had back surgery right after my last fight, a little less than 2 weeks right after. So that was a long injury throughout the career that I'd been dealing with, and my back finally gave out on me. So got the surgery, and you know, now we're stepping back in, feel healthy enough, and taking on the Kelvin Gastelum. I love the fight. You know, Kelvin's a big name, and he fought for the title. He had some great fights. He's fought anybody and everybody, and I've watched him for a long time. You know, since way before I was in the UFC. I don't remember when he got in, maybe 2013, 2014, something like that. But, you know, he's a GOAT. He's been in here for a minute. And it's cool. It's good for my resume. It's good for me. It's hard to say, man. I've had a lot of thoughts on it, about how I can win. And I see myself winning, you know, every which way. I do believe I can knock him out. I think I'm a better boxer. I'm stronger. I'm faster. I'm bigger for sure. You know, but he's accustomed to that. He's fought everybody bigger. You know what I mean? So he's a veteran, and he swings wild and he swings hard too. You know, he's got power of his own. So the only way I see myself losing is somehow I got knocked out, which has never happened to me. So, but that's the only path to victory I see for him. Everything else, I think I just dominate, man. I'm a better wrestler. I'm a better striker. I'm a better grappler. I mean, like, hands down, bro. I'm a better athlete, better fighter, better everywhere. And that's what I look to prove, man. So I want to knock him out in an ideal world. I want to knock him out and be the first person to knock him out. But, you know, there are other paths to victory. And if I have to take him down and grapple him and beat his ass, that's what I'll do. But, you know, I'm coming to get my hand raised, and I'm going to be vicious about it.
Kelvin Gastelum was not too happy to hear that he was fighting Joe Pyfer because he doesn't think Pyfer has a big name. Kelvin has struggled with consistency in his MMA career for several years now, winning only 3 out of his last 9 fights. Despite this, he remains confident his experience will play a major role in this matchup. Kelvin says he has a great game plan to defeat Joe Pyfer and is confident he secures the victory.
I was not very thrilled with the with the matchup at first. Just because he's not a big name, he's not a ranked guy. I want to move up the rankings, but you know what it is what it is. Like I said, it's a new start, it's a new page in my career. I got to start from the bottom. You know, it's a fresh start in the division again, and I got to fight these young, hungry guys to be able to get where I'm at or where I want to be. And Joe Pyfer is first on the list, man. I guess it's mixed emotions. You know that he wants to make a name off you, but so does everybody else, man. And I've made my name off people too. So it's a dog-eat-dog world, man. So I know how this game goes, man. It doesn't affect me. I'm not one of those really emotional guys. I just go in there and I'm trying to finish the job. I just see my experience and my skill level playing a factor. I think I'm just better everywhere all around, and I think obviously I got to weather that storm. He's going to bring in a very, very, a lot of power to the fight, but I think eventually, you will see my fight IQ, my experience, and everything that comes with that play out, because I think we have a really good, solid game plan for Joe Pyfer.
Daniel Cormier warns Tom Aspinall that facing Jon Jones could be more challenging than expected. Aspinall has showcased an impressive track record in the UFC, with his last 6 fights ending in first-round finishes. Remarkably, Tom has never fought beyond the second round in his entire professional MMA career. DC highlights the difficulty of finishing Jones early and questions how Aspinall would handle a fight that extends into the later rounds, particularly in a 5-round fight. On Good Guy, Bad Guy, DC said he's very mean, he's durable, he's hard to fight, and Tom Aspinall is going to find that out, right? So yes, Chael, I love the duck, I love all the fun, I love all that, but at the end of the day, when you get in there with that dude, don't start rethinking things, because if you start rethinking things in there with that dude, he's going to run right through you. You cannot start going, hey man, it's a little harder than I thought, because he is going to put it on you. I don't believe Aspinall feels that way. You know what's the craziest thing about being Tom Aspinall and being young and winning? The fans in the world can really make you go, I am going to get this dude. And then you're in there and then you start losing and you're like, God dang it, how am I losing? How does he deal with that if it starts to show itself in the fight or a long fight? Because it's going to be hard to get Jon Jones out of there in a minute. Raul Rosas Jr. will be fighting Vince Morales at UFC Mexico this weekend. At just 20 years old, Raul boasts a 10-1 record, while the 34-year-old Morales enters the bout with a record of 16-9. Raul acknowledges that he has a tough challenge ahead of him due to Morales' experience. However, he is confident he wins in dominant fashion.
I'm excited. I'm ready to showcase my new skill set. It feels great, I'm just excited, looking forward to the moment. Obviously, I learned a lot from every single camp. I just keep getting better and better and improving. So, I'm just a better fighter every time I step back into the cage. He's a tough opponent. He brings experience. He brings toughness. But everybody's tough. I guess at this level, you know. So I'm just excited to go out there, solve the puzzle, and get the finish. It's gonna be crazy, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm just locked into my fight, and I'm excited for myself to go out there and perform. Just the same, you know, I'm just enjoying the process, you know. I'm on my way to becoming a champion, God willing, so I'm enjoying every single bit of step of this road, you know.
Sean O'Malley has largely remained off social media in recent months. Although he is not currently scheduled for a fight, UFC President Dana White recently suggested that O'Malley's next bout could be a rematch against Merab Dvalishvili for the bantamweight title. Today, O'Malley hopped on the morning routine trend. He posted this video on X. He wrote morning routine on days that end in Y.
Thanks. 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 50 million? Nah. Come on. Make it 40. Thanks.
Sean Strickland's girlfriend is concerned that he may wake up with CTE one day and shoot her. Sean posted this to his Instagram story. He wrote, "I swear to God she just walks into the room and says, I'm going to pick a fight."
She's concerned that one day I might wake up with CTE and shoot her. Is shooting
It's valid.
It's not
It's
valid.
valid.
It's not valid.
Yes, it is. It's valid.
So you truly believe that one day I could wake up because brain trauma and murder you? Are you kidding me?
Stranger things have happened.
You are babe.
No.
Do you have a specific caliber you'd like to be off
Make
with?
it quick. Be a good shot.
Make it quick, you guys. One day when I wake up with CTE, I'm gonna have to make it real quick.
Yesterday, Alex Pereira went on the Ariel Helwani show and addressed multiple topics. Alex has responded to Magomed Ankalaev and his coach accusing him of greasing prior to their fight at UFC 313. He went on to say, "I absolutely did not put anything on my body. It sounds to me like the coach is making an excuse for the fact that he trained a guy to take me down, but all 12 of his attempts got stuffed. You also need to ask his coach if he put Vaseline on the mats too, because that's why Ankalaev fell on his back and got taken down like that." Magomed Ankalaev has been very active on X since UFC 313, talking about a rematch with Alex, while also taunting him. Alex responded to Ankalaev saying, "I don't even need to talk about these guys. They're talking because it's the only way they can get noticed, because everyone knows that no one likes to see Ankalaev fight. I don't need to say anything because, as I said, I have a good relationship with the organization, my managers. Why should I keep provoking a guy and giving him some credit here? I can't wait for this rematch. It's going to be a very different fight. I feel that I have enough game to do whatever I want with this guy." Alex also stated that he believes he actually won the fight. Him and his coach Polino Cruz believe they took rounds 1, 3, and 5.
Have you rewatched the fight?
Você reassistiu a luta?
Eu assisti.
In the immediate aftermath, it seemed like you and your team thought that you had won 3 rounds to 2. Do you still feel that way?
Logo que terminou, parece que você e seu time achou que você tinha ganhado 3 rounds a 2. Você ainda sente isso?
Eu sinto.
He does, and I do too.
And so you guys, just for the record, think you won 1, 3, and 5?
A gente acha que você ganhou 1, 3 e 5?
Sim.
Me too.
Magomed Ankalaev responded to Alex. On X, he wrote, "He's upset I hold him against the cage, but he's not upset when I almost knock him out. Nobody in the world think you won. Next fight will be KO under 3 round." He continued, "I only trained 4 weeks for my last fight. The UFC knows this was his best chance. Honestly, I really like this coach, but I don't like Alex's face." He ended it off saying, "Your game will make this man sleep." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Colby Covington telling Leon Edwards to retire and saying that Sean Brady is an easy matchup for him. The first one's from Kelvin. It says, "Colby is delusional." The second one's from Vux Collects. It says, "Did Colby really forget his horrible performance last fight?" And the final one's from Mark Shaw. It says, "Colby, the bum of bums, Covington needs to retire." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.